So you think you want to move to Greece?
Well, today we're actually going to talk about the struggles that you're going to face in doing so and why it's not the best decision for everybody.
So a lot of people hear, oh, you live in Greece, and they always are imagining Greece vacation photos, videos, and eternal summer. But it is not like that all the time.
It is amazing to exist here. It's amazing to be here, but a lot of the things that you have to go through, it can make your life stressful, miserable, or it might not be possible for you to be able to come here. So we're going to talk to you about some of those struggles that we personally have faced. So the first thing that you hear a lot about with Greece is the bureaucracy, the bureaucratic government, the red tape, a lot of the rules and regulations, and also the way things are enforced. We've heard that, we didn't know what it means, and now we feel that, and everybody kind of deals with it in a different way. Ours has been hard, and I think one of the biggest struggles is not having clarity on what our future holds. Like, are we able to stay here? Are we gonna have to leave for a while? Do you have to pay taxes in Greece? Can you pay somewhere else? There's all of these things that are confusing and not quite clear, and you do have to get help from other sources, and not everybody's going to give you the same answer.
No, I feel like there is a lot of things you have to do, but nobody knows exactly everything that you need to do. You feel like you have everything ready and put together and perfect, and then you go to turn it in, and surprise, there's more paperwork that needs to be done, or there's more signatures that need to happen, or translations that need to happen. So it doesn't always come out as easy as it might seem, even if you're told this is all you have to do. It's usually not all you have to do.
And this is exactly what happened to Katina when trying to get her citizenship here. We were ready to apply for citizenship in America. We were told that was the way we had to do it until the people at a specific office told Katina's parents specifically, why don't they just apply here? They're like, are they allowed to? They said, I don't know, since they're living here, yes they are. Why don't you get all their paperwork and show us and we'll make sure. So they showed them all of the paperwork we had. We just had to get the original copies. They wrote everything down, which is something you should always do, is have them write down what you need to do. So we showed up with all of those documents to an appointment, and it was like, oh, guess what? You need 2 more documents.
So I got those 2 more documents. I got everything needed for those 2 more documents. And I was like, excellent. I went in to turn it in. Here's all of the documents you said. And then all of a sudden there was some fine print that basically said, no, because of the circumstances of my mom's citizenship, I actually did need to apply back in the United States. So while we are treating this more as a road bump and not a wall that we've hit, we are now needing to seek a lawyer to actually be able to finish my citizenship documentation.
Which is actually what they told us we didn't need to do in the first place.
Yeah.
At the same office that told us this. By the same person that told us this. So
frustrating to say the least.
In the meantime, we have a digital nomad visa and residency, and that also, you know, that's an easier thing to come by as long as you qualify. It's one of the quickest ways as an American to be able to come and stay here. And then we've applied for residency, and that's a long line, so we're waiting for an answer on that. And we're able to stay until we have an answer. Our lawyer told us we're good, we just haven't gotten the paperwork yet. But until we get that paperwork, if we are traveling in and out of Greece, which I have to go back to America for a little bit for work, then we're not allowed to fly through other Schengen countries because we've already been here for a full year.
Yeah.
So now I have to only look for flights where I can fly directly from Athens to America or fly around other European countries. So it's just, we have this piece of paper that'll let us back in Greece, and it's fine. You're allowed to stay in Greece, you're allowed to go to your home country, you're allowed to do this, but we're still waiting, and that uncertainty is definitely something that causes a little bit of stress.
Yeah, and while we are here currently on the digital nomad visa, which has been really great and helpful, there are a lot of limitations that you might face while under this visa. For example, you're not allowed to seek work while we are here in Greece.
Yeah, and the job situation in Greece is another one of the big struggles. If you're on a digital nomad visa, then yes, you're limited by that. But you do need to find income from outside sources. I have income from an outside source. Katina was supposed to. I mean, Katina doesn't have nearly the income that she thought she was going to have from an outside source, and being that we're abroad, it's very hard to be able to look and seek and find those things remotely.
Yeah, the big issues that I've been having is I had signed a contract before I left and was under the understanding that I was going to have work coming in from America when I was here. Unfortunately, the company I was with did not need my services nearly enough while I've been here, and basically have told me that I can find another job. What's been a big struggle is that it is really hard to find remote work while you're remote. It has really been hard and has been a larger financial hit than what we were expecting or really planning when we had done our move here. And unfortunately, some of the jobs that I have qualified for or have been applying for, I need to have the right to work in the EU in order for me to even consider application for these jobs. So that has been very difficult. And the jobs that I found that are remote from the United States have requirements for you to actually still live in the state where you are applying for that job. So it has been a lot more of a struggle than I had ever planned on.
The other side of that is that the opportunities here in Greece for employment are very low. Everybody's underpaid. The economy here struggles, which that's a big reason why there's incentives to try to draw people to come and live here, because younger people often do leave to seek better opportunities, a career that pays well. So many jobs here are in tourism. So even with the ability to work on ground here, it's hard to plan for your future. You basically have to look at life in a different way. You have to look at your career in a different way. You often have to pivot. We're not making any money through this yet. Hopefully one day it will be something that we can find a way to monetize directly or indirectly. We really do enjoy building this community and giving people advice on places in Greece, but also on the Greek culture. And we also really love traveling around Greece and getting to the heart and soul of the people here, because that's one thing that we really enjoy doing regardless.
One of the things that is harder about living in Greece too is building that community. While one of the things that you understand when you are leaving your country or wherever you live is that you are in a sense leaving some of your community behind. While in Greece there are great ways to find community, like digital nomads, joining clubs and activities that you really like, it still is difficult, and I'll say that more so from the language barrier. I do find it hard, since I am still learning Greek, that when I am hanging out with my Greek friends, they do have to speak English, and I do understand that that is their second language. And so there's sometimes that personally, even though they have told me that it's not a big deal, I internalize it as a big deal.
Yeah, and I think there's always times where Greeks will just switch to Greek, especially in a large setting. So we're trying to learn. Not everybody tries to learn, but I do suggest if you're going to move to any other country, just out of respect for the people and the culture, trying to learn the language. I think it's going to be a better experience for you. I think they will respect you more. I think you'll connect more on a much deeper level.
Yeah, and I've actually been trying really hard in certain situations to tell people, please do not switch to English for me. That this is something that I'll have to figure out. An example of that is my Cretan dance group. They do not speak any English at all during the dance group, and I have really been pretty specific that that's what I really do want. I don't want them to feel like they have to speak English for me. So while there are many times that I've realized that I'm doing the I understand nod when I might not actually understand. It has been a great way for me to actually learn the language, because one of the best ways to learn the language is when you have to learn the language.
Another thing I've seen a lot of people comment on Greece, which is true, is the stray animal situation here. Mm-hmm. In Greece, domesticated animals is a relatively new thing to those of us from Western countries. It's something that's improving here. And there's a lot of people who care, especially people who have moved from abroad, and those who just, I think, are from bigger cities and have been exposed to cultures who care for animals. But a lot of the community does pitch in to try to feed animals and things like that.
Yeah, almost everywhere you will see people that are leaving bowls of food out for cats, for dogs, bowls of water. Even in Hanya, there is a public station that you can even donate money to add food into it for the strays. So you do see a lot of community effort. There's also more and more rescue centers that are popping up here in Greece. Many of them also offer free neuter and spay, which is absolutely fantastic. All you have to do is, all you have to,
Yeah, hold it.
outtake. You do have to either be able to catch the cat to put in a carrier or find someone who has a trap in order to trap the cats to put in. We've had a stray that showed up as an itty bitty teeny kitty in our backyard that was really hungry, and so I did start to feed it, and now it's kind of become our backyard cat.
What?
Yeah. But what was great is I was able to take her into one of these free spay sessions and get her spayed.
So basically, I'm allergic to cats, and Katina has always understood this and said we'd never have a cat, and now she basically has adopted an outdoor kitty.
I can't help it. She's so sweet and purrs. Her purr is so gentle.
She is sweet. She is cute, and it's better. The indoor, for people who have cat allergies, I think, mostly understand that it is the hair, the dander when it gets inside and on a bunch of furniture and things. So the outdoor thing doesn't really bother me. There was also a weird situation where a dog showed up that we thought was abandoned in our backyard and inside of a fence because we didn't know how else it would get there, and we were talking to neighbors. And this is something that can happen, and sadly it was a full-grown dog. It was not getting along with the other animals. It was super sweet and kind to people and just terrified. It happened the night after some fireworks. What we ended up finding after about a week was we found the owners, luckily through help of our Greek neighbor, and she posted on a local community group, and they were looking for the dog, and we think that the fireworks just startled the dog. She ran away and jumped the fence and couldn't get out, and it was just it was a weird situation. But we were not sure what to do for a while, and this is just it's just one of the struggles that we're not used to, as taking care of the animals in Greece is really a communal effort, and not everybody does their part. So not everything's bad. We're doing a lot of videos about the great positive things of Greece, but I think before you move here, just expecting paradise, because this is paradise on earth. But there is a lot of struggle that goes into it, and you just sort of kind of trade your stresses for different ones.
Yeah, it is true. One of the things I've told people is that when you come to Greece, you are definitely not coming into a completely stress-free life, but at least you can manage your stresses while eating fresh fish, fresh meat, and looking at scenery like the sea and the mountains.
Speaking of the sea and the mountains, I think it's time to go for a swim. It's kind of a warm day in the fall. Check out our channel for other videos on advice on Greece and see some of the beauty, the culture, and the people around different parts of this country.
And if there's anything that you would really like to know more about, please let us know, and we're happy to make videos that are tailored to you.
So like and subscribe to follow along.
Let's go get wet.
That sounded weird.
That did sound weird, okay. After that stressful conversation, let's go relax in the sea.
At least Greece does give you plenty of ways to forget your stresses.
I know I always feel better after being in the sea.
Bye, man.
Let's do it.